Hello again, this is James J. Adams with Words Bold. Back this time to read part 2 of what I call poverty, or what is poverty. Before I read the second part, I want to remind you that you can find all of my books and CDs on Amazon and Apple iTunes and Trafford.com. You can go to those websites and type in James J. Adams and my material will pop up there for your consideration. Now for poverty part 2. What is poverty? Poverty is the struggle of having to work, having to slave, having to pimp oneself, having to sell for children or submit oneself to being pimped every day, attempting to make our way. Trying to make our way in this world only to be kicked down and kicked around and kicked back, stabbed in the hands for reaching, having the rules changed by the rulers every time that you make a little progress. But the poor man knows and has come to recognize his poverty. The poor man has done this because it is essential to his battle plans on how he will escape poverty. What is poverty? Poverty is watching the cost of living, just the cost of being here, the cost of surviving on God's green earth, the expenses tied to being above ground. Those costs rise. The membership costs of belonging to the land of the living. Those costs rise with the energy of a well-funded spaceship headed to the moon to feed no one and to clothe no one, to employ no one. The cost of living rises with the urgency and consistency of migrating four-legged herds and free birds. What is poverty? Poverty is like a tool. In fact, poverty is like a vice grip, adjusted around the minds and souls of families with sufficient pressure to discourage every effort of escape. Poverty is the feeling of being squeezed uncomfortably at every turn. Even the poor have a measure of pride for handouts and gifts with strings attached, or uncompromising terms and feelings of being belittled and pitied and ignored. Those aren't really options. Even the poor have a measure of pride. But there is real hope against this cruel enemy called poverty. What is poverty? Poverty is hoping that you and your family don't get sick requiring a visit to unaffordable clinics or hospitals. Poverty is being young or old and praying that the next life won't have this kind of misery. Poverty is a maker. It will make folks give up and give in and turn over like slow-cooked brisket. Or poverty will make men and women risk all that they don't have to escape its grip. Poverty is a perfect breeder. It gives life to and it nourishes every new, old, and destructive behavior known to mankind. What is poverty? Poverty is having friends and mothers and fathers and daughters and sons in financial need and you are unable to help them meet their needs. Poverty is having the house of worship ask you to give something for the Lord and to support the ministry, and you know full well that you don't have the pennies, the nickels or the dimes to give. Or the church asks you for something to share with the less fortunate and you know that you are in the number of the so-called less fortunate. There is faith, there is hope, there is encouragement and prosperity in this song. Allow me to close with Psalms 3, 1 through 3. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. And many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Selah. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter of mine head. Be bold.